Jutanagarn trying to join those at 4 under. Perfectly judged. And the older sister of U.S. Open champion Moriya Jutanagarn is trying to make a name for herself in this championship, tied for the lead. It should be pointed out, when she won in Los Angeles, she beat Inby Park and a great field.
On a really good Wilshire Country Club.
Yes.
Now, Amy Olson trying to save par to stop herself from going back-to-back bogeys. Things are just moving a little bit quickly at the moment. She needs to slow down a bit and take a few deep breaths and realize everything's still fine.
Husband's
we'll go
name
back
is
to Cyprus.
Yeah, her husband's name is Grant, so that looked a little odd on the leaderboard. Grant Olson. Here's Lincecum for birdie.
What do you say? She fell in love with the line or something? She forgot to stroke it.
Couldn't even watch it. At the third, Brooke Henderson. Quite a combo here with big sister Brittany on her back all these years, Billy Ray.
And no doubt. Played less than driver off the tee. Very smart play. Giving her length off the tee, would have gone through the fairway on the left-hand side. Now this a 9-iron from 137. Shot place slightly back down the hill. Nah, not her best.
Yeah, not great with a 9-iron.
Back to the Jackrabbit course.
And this is Jong-un Lee 6. This is the third hole, second shot. Nice spot in the middle of the fairway. Many people have commented just how good this player's swing is. She had a birdie at the first. And just trying to keep things going. But Shibuno.
You might get a look here at Shibuno's left arm. She has a very quirky left elbow and kind of a double jointed fashion, and you can see it from here. It looks like it would hurt, but no, it's totally natural.
She holds the club just a little bit lower than most players too, Judy. It's easy.
Sometimes you just, stay with what brung you. Stay with what you learned when you were a kid.
This is Hye-Jin Choi at the third.
Saw her on the practice tee this morning making a lot of left-handed swings. And, if you have any backaches or body aches, it's a good thing to do when you're warming up in the morning. Throw your body.
It's actually a dull day and it's a bit damp in the air, but it's a wonderful day for golf with no breeze whatsoever. And the players that are on the Cypress Creek layout, Laura, will be relieved. They're getting a chance at this.
Yeah, definitely. No wind at all, like you said, and another lovely shot from Inby Park. You'd have to assume that's going to have a good chance for birdie. There's only 23 players under par now. 22 players are under par now.
This is the defending champion. Now, the second shot just came up a little shy. She got a little upslope here, and then it goes down towards the cup once it gets on the green. A bit like that. Oh, robbed. Referee.
I was just going to say, she's so good at these. I wish I had her done now.
Very proficient. Under par by one, Kang. Let's see what she does from here.
Chance to get to 2. Back we go to the third, and Team Henderson trying to think about a way to get this one to fall.
Now, she left it on the correct side of the holes where she could be aggressive putting back up the hill. Just over 30 feet left for Brooke. It will break substantially from right to left. About a 1.5 foot out to the right. Needs to get this started, but one of those putts, though, if you put it on the proper side, you can give it a decent run. I think she'll give this one a try here.
Still just 23 years old. Incredible. She's been on the scene for so long now.
Back to the Jackrabbit. This is Shibuno for a birdie and the outright lead. It's got a break. Pretty good effort there. And I think this will be pretty straightforward for her. Yep, just take that flag out. Thank you.
After the Women's British, she had a chance to take membership on the LPGA Tour, and she just really had not been, away from Japan hardly at all, and she didn't feel as though she was ready. And you have to give her great credit for how she is moving on with her career. Whether she'll play full-time in the U.S. ever, we don't know.
Well, part of that reason she was, as we go back to check in on Moriya Jutanagarn, she wanted to get ready for the Olympics, which she thought would be this year in Japan, her home country. Now, of course, there will be next summer. Moriya's got that for par. Megan Kang for birdie to get to 2 under at the 13th. That looked good for a long time, didn't it? One under, good shape, just 3 back, tied for 11th. I mentioned she had a chance to win in 2017 up in New Jersey as an amateur. She had the lead with 9 holes to go by 2. Made double at the 16th. Sunghyun Park went on to win it. Over to the Jackrabbit.
And this is the 4th hole, par 3, measuring 173 yards. It's probably about a 5-iron for Amy, maybe a 6. Oh, what a shot. She did have the hole-in-one yesterday, and it seems like her iron play is just on fire this week. On these par 3s, we'll go to Cyprus.
And here's the 2009 U.S. Women's Open champion, Eun Hee-ji, who's gone on to have a fine career, Judy, since that win in 09.
Yeah, that win for Eun Hee-ji was at Saucon Valley, Pennsylvania.
And again, the lead is 4 under. We should point out, when Jack Burke, our co-founder of the club, won the Masters, he was 8 back going into that Sunday. Came from behind to beat Ken Venturi, and so the co-founder knows a thing or two about big, major comebacks. So never say never. Jutanagarn from Thailand, Shibuno, breakout star from Japan last year, hadn't played in the U.S. until this year, the ANA Inspiration. She came over in March thinking the ANA would be played in April, and then went back to Japan. And at the 2nd, this is So-Yeon Yu to get it to even par. Look at NB just waiting and watching, looking kind of like a Texas gunslinger in a saloon there with a thumb on the pocket.
I can't think of anything she's less like, though.
She does like her Texas barbecue, though, she says. These are 2 great friends, NB Park and So-Yeon Yu. They've teamed together to play. They've been individual superstars. Brooke Henderson cleaning up the par, she hopes.
You see that very even-handed grip?
Oh, dear.
Seem to be 1 or 2 of those in every tournament with Brooke lately.
I mean, I know it's only Friday morning, Judy, but that weighs on you, doesn't it, a little bit? Could.
You've got time. You've got time.
11.
This is Moriya Jutanagarn. Still in the lead, just on this right side of the fairway. I think this is not a bad spot, but her target ultimately has to be just a bit right of that flag, playing a nice little fade away from the trouble. And what really good distance control too. Look at, wow.
So Moriya's got that to take the lead outright. This was a moment ago her younger sister, Moriya Jutanagarn, for par. She walked it out, it looked like. You see May on the golf ball. That's her nickname, May. And her first 3 wins on the LPGA Tour came in the month of May. Swept the entire month. Mentioned that was a moment ago. And now Inbee Park to get to 1 under. Needed another bullet. A couple of pars for Inbee Park at the 12th. This is Charley Hull to get to -3, just 1 off the lead. Very much a major championship caliber game, don't you think, Judy?
Very much so. She has a great quote, though, that I love to say, which is, you know, if you miss a golf shot, it's not life and death. It's just a golf shot. Boy, do we all need a little dose of that once in a while.
Maverick McNeely told his girlfriend Danielle Kang, who's trying to win this week, hey, it's the U.S. Open. Everyone's stressed. To Jack Rabbit.
Jennifer Song. This for a birdie at this 4th hole, par 3. And got away from her just briefly, so she's playing in the group with Amy Olson. You can see Amy there just behind Jennifer. Jennifer's still looking to maybe play before Amy. Kind of looks like she should still be away. Those are some dreaded words, Judy. You're still away.
Yes. Yes.
Just goes to highlight, you know, the USGA have done a fabulous job with both courses here and trying to keep conditions as consistent as they possibly can between the 2 waves as they play them. And anytime you get above the hole here, it is a bit feisty.
Yeah, and we should give a nod to Chris Ortmeyer, who is the superintendent over both of these golf courses and the whole entire property. What great condition. Mid-December. Thank you.
So Jennifer Song will stay even par. And
well, this is the reason why tee times were moved up 2 hours and change. There is some heavy rain coming into the area. We're in northwest Houston along 1620 road on the outskirts. This was really the outskirts when Jackie Burke and Jimmy Demerit built this golf course. No one could believe they were moving this far out, but I think they were right.
Amy Olson now tied for the lead. And definitely an up and down round. 2 birdies, 2 bogeys. We'll go to Cyprus.
This is the only par 5 on the back at the Cypress Creek course, and a player who has feasted on par 5s in her career.
But mostly by reaching them in 2, because she's got some power.
Christy Kerr, as Bones mentioned earlier, fighting through some injuries. She's trying to get a sense of what she's going to do. I think Pillar's next, Bones.
Yeah, she and Trina and Christy have virtually the same yardage, but I believe that Trina got the nod here, playing from the right side of the fairway to a flag that's in the middle section of the green, but about 4 paces over a ridge. And Trina has basically hit nothing but quality shots in terms of full swings all day today, but hasn't gone well with her so far with the flat stick, so she needs to get something going, and this is the perfect time to do it. Just 88 yards, you would think she would have no trouble getting this stopped. Crisp, but this needs to get down. It's disappointing from 88 yards.
And we remind you, uninterrupted coverage of the USGA Championships is presented by Rolex.
Just a touch right of it.
So Christy Kerr is next here at this par 5.
And darn lucky to be here in 2. Hit a big block off the tee. Carried the penalty area by about a yard. And boy, she was Very unhappy with the tee shot, but what a great break, and looking to turn a 6 or 7 into a 4 potentially here.
14 of 18 greens over the Jackrabbit yesterday, which is a little tougher to do than the huge greens here at Cypress Creek.
Yeah, big greens here, small greens at the Jackrabbit course.
This needs to sit down to keep from releasing back down the ridge and just does stop.
She's living dangerously here at the 13th, but that'll be a birdie opportunity to get to 2 under. 20 career victories for Christy Kerr. 11.
This was just a moment ago. This is Jennifer Cupcho trying to save par on this difficult par 4. And this is a bit of a breaking putt, but the Augusta National Women's Amateur Champion knows how to putt on some slippery greens. So we're just going to stay here now. This is Moriya Jutanagarn for her birdie and the lead.
Well, it just came off the putter face a little bit quick. I think it was a perfect line. Had the speed been a little slower.
Now Shibuno on the 4th on the Jackrabbit course. Nice high tee shot for Shibuno. In fact, with those sort of low hands, but getting a bit of a hard bounce, and we've seen it can be a bit quick from back there. We've just seen Jennifer Song's putt, so she'll have to be careful.
Well, as these golfers play and inspire young people everywhere, the LPGA USGA girls golf.
She's just 1 off the lead right now, which is held by Amy Olson, who's got back to 4 under after making a mistake. It's another dangerous hole, Laura. Just anything snagged a little left and it's wet.
Yeah, sensible shot. Takes bogey out of play. Easy 2-putt par there, hopefully, for her.
Christy Kerr, who's throughout her career been a wonderful putter.
She doesn't miss many, does she?
No.
Especially that length.
Yeah, that's her playing on the Cypress Creek course, which is a shot harder than the Jackrabbit. So she's going well under par through the first few opening holes. Christy getting herself into contention. She'll know that she's only 3 off the lead, not having to do too much right now to compete. So one of the 2 sisters, Jutanagarns.
It's amazing they're sisters. They're completely different characters and they look completely different. Another lovely shot, though, from Aria.
They can both strike a golf ball, though, the pair of them.
Absolutely, yeah. Different games, but really good versions, both of them.
This putt will be fast. All right, she will remain tied for the lead. Right. Cyprus.
Flirting with that penalty area at the 4th. Now a long birdie attempt for Brooke Henderson.
And difficult to add, this has got a huge swing from right to left. She'll play probably a good maybe 6, almost 8 feet of break out to the right. That once it starts turning left, will definitely pick up a lot of speed. Not bad from there.
Never has lag putting been so important. The 12th, Moriya Jutanagarn, one of 3 at 4 under.
It certainly sounded a little bit chunky, but she got away with it.
Yeah, the one-handed follow-through doesn't inspire, perhaps, but a good result. There you see the leaderboard with 3 at 4 under. You've got a major champ, you've got a winner, and a player in Olson trying to win for the first time. Shibuno won the AIG. Moriya won in LA a couple of years ago. And now Moriya Jutanagarn, not just a former #1, Judy, a dominant #1. She won everything in sight just 2 years ago, 2018.
Yeah, for sure. And if you were watching her when she was riding the high, you see a little less of her today. She is really trim. She had a little scare with being pre-diabetic. She totally changed her diet, and she couldn't be more fit.
No.
And you know, when things are going the wrong way in golf, once in a while you just need a little break. You need a little piece of luck. But it seems like when things are going the wrong way, you burn the edge of the hole instead of it slipping.
She won it and then named her dog Rio after winning that gold medal.
There were a lot of pressures in and around the Korean athletes, and certainly in B Park with going to the Olympics. She hadn't played real well, and she hadn't played for a while, and many wondered if she even should be the representative. Yes, she should have been.
So Aria's lips out, Inby's lips in.
Says a lot about the story of the competitive game of golf.
Inby still number 5 in the world rankings. This is the par 3 fourth. It's Lizette Salas. Look at her just touch it, Judy.
Looks good.
Oh, just good enough. Back to even par for Salas. And back to Jackrabbit.
This is Shibuno to remain tied for the lead. Yes, confidently done. Strolling off there, looking very comfortable with where she is.
And a par putt for So-Yeon Yu at the Cypress Creek course. Judy, we're down to 19 players under par, even in these conditions, which are quite favorable for good scores.